Welcome to day 3 of the July 2012 road trip. This was when I went from Morgantown, West Virginia to Staunton, Virginia, crossing the Blue Ridge and Appalachian Mountains on US Route 250. Now this is a route I'd taken in April of 11 for the first time, but this is the first time I'd actually gotten pictures of that route. And now, at that time, 10 years ago, I wasn't thinking about YouTube, of course. But I do remember going through the tunnel to see that beautiful lake there. Now, I couldn't find it in July of 22 when I went this way again and finally got video crossing the mountains. But of course, I was crossing in the opposite direction then. And here's the Philippi-covered bridge, which you'll see in a picture or two when I crossed it. So that was quite beautiful. It should be right there. There it is. Now, of course, you probably saw a picture or two of this from April of 11, but maybe not, because in April of 11, I took most of those pictures with my cell phone, my Galaxy One cell phone, but I forgot to upload it to the computer, and Dropbox wasn't around yet. And when that phone broke, all those pictures were lost, but thankfully the digital camera served as the main picture taker for that trip. This was the only part I had to replace. Yeah, and that's probably the US Route 250 highway. That looks very similar to what I saw in July of 22. So it's good to know that view didn't change at all. And you can see the mountains in the distance. Not a sunny day, not like it was later. Elkins Cinemas, yes, so you know Elkins. Elkins is like the gateway city to the mountains, which you can see there, and the clouds are hugging the top of the mountains. But this time it was July, not April. I didn't run into any snow on the mountains this time. And you're beginning to make your journey. Now remember, I haven't color corrected any of these pictures. This is exactly how it looked when I used that digital camera in July of 2012. And now you're finally beginning to see the mountains. Now, these mountains are much older than the Rockies, therefore they've been rounded. There's not a lot of exposed outcropping. So you don't see much at all. And you can see down, of course, and you're at the cloud level, even above the cloud level here. As you can see in this picture too, framed by the pine trees or spruce trees, whatever they are there. It's quite beautiful. I'll let the YouTube pick the thumbnail. I'm having trouble with my computer. It keeps trying to open up all the pictures in Paint as opposed to a photo viewer or something. But there's the beautiful green of the overlapping mountain slopes and everything. You can see the blue in the distance. That's how it gets the name Blue Ridge, I imagine. Although practically every mountain looks blue when you view it from enough of a distance. We learned that in the childhood Rupert book I have. And this is, look, there's a hydro line going down. That might be the same shot I took in July of 22 actually. Late July of 2022. And let's see. Oh, it's starting to rain. You'll see in a few pictures when I get to the, highest point in West Virginia. Yeah, I had to take a dirt road to get there, to that observation platform. Here's little mountain trees, which I saw in the Rockies years later on my Yellowstone trip. The trees were barely any taller than I was, and I'm only 5'5". So there's the observation platform, but it was such a cloudy day, you really didn't see a lot. That's about the best view I could get. Then you had to make your way back to the main road, US Highway 250 again, got to the Gardenier Overlook, and hopefully I saw more in there. We're going to find out in a moment. Get through a couple of plaques here, and we'll see what we're looking at next. Ah, there we go. Hydro lines going down again. Now that is suspiciously similar to the one picture I got from April of 11. picture I took on the digital camera. So I learned after that time to make sure that the digital camera was the primary picture taker, because there's no chance of it getting broken because it gets put back in its box every time. Looks like we're coming down off the mountains now. You can see the clouds are almost vertical there. That's neat. There's another valley. That's beautiful. And there is another example of the Blue Ridge Mountains in the distance. That's quite gorgeous as well. And now we come up to a landmark that I remembered from April of 11. That rock wall with the rust on it. That's the first thing I saw in July of 22 when I went the opposite direction. And you can see the tiniest piece of the car I had at that point. And more information plaques and so forth. Let's see what we have here. Ah, there you go. An interpretive trail sign and everything. So we've got that. And we've got an information plaque about the Shenandoah Mountain Pass. All right. There's a view of the mountains itself. And the final image of the video for this week, another information plaque. So hopefully you enjoyed day 3 and stay tuned later for day 4. Bye-bye.